Yo, what's up everybody? Hey, Joey Gilbert here. Just want to talk about a couple of things. Obviously, what's happened and what's happening across this country as a result of George Floyd's death in Minneapolis, which was one of the most disgusting, heartbreaking things I've ever watched in my life, hands down. There's no way to, there's no excuse. There's nothing you can say to me that's going to convince me that not only was that, completely the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, but in any way, shape, or form necessary. You had a handcuffed man on the ground next to a police cruiser with 4 other people and an officer kneeling on him with his knee in his neck while he's handcuffed and pressing his head into the pavement. It's over. It's a wrap right there. And people should be pissed. People should be demonstrating. People should be protesting. It's gone too long and too far in this country that these issues have not been addressed properly, and they need to be addressed. And at the end of the day, the violence that has been committed and the violence that's now being committed across the board is so unnecessary and wrong. But being real and being if you're not real, then get out. But I went to college here at the University of Nevada, and many of my friends, I had a lot of black friends, okay? I have to say African American, or can I say my black friends? And you know what? And my Hispanic friends, my Latino friends, they were treated differently. That still happens. I know you could sit back. I could sit back and watch as they walked into a room, as they walked into a restaurant, as they walked into a store. All right, I could watch it. I was in front driving, they were behind, they got pulled over, I didn't. We used to laugh and call it driving while black. All right, it was ha-ha funny. Well, it's not ha-ha funny anymore. At the end of the day, I want to say this though, and because there's going to be people that attack me right away on police, overwhelmingly, the majority of law enforcement I know, based on my personal experience, would never condone that, allow that to happen, sit by while that went down, okay? And, and the next part is, if I ever saw that going down, I would have removed that officer from him, or tried. At the end of the day, the law enforcement I know, based on my experience and their training, there was no tactic. What was done was absolute cruelty and murder. And I'm going to measure it like this. But for the knee to the neck on the handcuffed man on the ground with his head smashed into the ground and a knee to the artery, would he be alive? You can come up with whatever else was in his system, and we were going to go to Tom Cruise, A Few Good Men defense, like he had other stuff in his system. But for the knee to the neck, the knee to the artery, handcuffed on the ground, would he be alive today? Okay, so that officer is in jail for a long time. The other ones should do some time, for some time, for sure, for not doing something. But again, I want to just come back and say this. I can't say I feel you. Anybody that tries to say that to this community, and I'm talking about the black community that is long overdue to be treated with the same type of respect and dignity as everyone else. And I don't see a difference between me with my staff and the people I'm around, but do I see a difference? Yes. Is there a disparity? Yes. Can we do better? Yes. Going back to law enforcement, I just want to say that based on my personal experience with law enforcement, there are bad apples everywhere, bad lawyers, there are bad police officers, but there's bad mechanics, bad doctors, bad coaches, bad everything. And I think that there are, some evil, just like there's evil, shitty people out there, there's evil, shitty officers. And you know what? The other thing I want to say is this, I do think sometimes police go a little too far. I think sometimes they take their authority a little too far. I really do. But that's the same for everybody. You can have people, anybody's got an ego. Anybody can have an attitude, right? And maybe this is a dude that didn't get laid in high school. I don't know what happened. Maybe this person was bullied. I don't know. All I'm saying is, look, man, don't let a bad apple here and there spoil the bunch. Overwhelmingly, officers across this nation do not agree with what went down. Would have stopped it, would have prevented it, would have never condoned it, would have never done it. And so I just want to say this. This is my last piece, and I want to put out there, is you have a right to protest. You have a right to demonstrate. You have a right to be mad. You have a right to scream in the cop's face and anything you need to do, but you do not have a right to touch people and to be violent. You do not have a right to burn buildings and destroy things. All right? Especially all hardworking businesses. And I'll say this right now. I know those of you up here destroying stuff in Northern Nevada, you're not from here. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't throw rocks through our city hall. All right? You wouldn't do that if you were from here. So my message to the community right now is support those that are hurting and support those that are demonstrating. But it was the Black Lives Matter folks that were screaming stop to the people destroying things. I watched it with my own eyes. All right? I saw it. They were peaceful. They were the ones that were trying to stop these idiots, these thugs from burning. And those thugs were white, by the way. I don't know if anyone wants to really get real here for a second. The ones I saw. All right? So at the end of the day, that needs to not happen. Demonstrate peacefully. Protest peacefully. You know, do it. Listen, you know, there are pastors out there. There are people of faith out there. There are people of every walk and way of life. Black, brown, white, yellow, green. You know, everybody's out there. You know, that's not to be disrespectful. I'm just saying everyone is out there. And they're peacefully protesting and demonstrating. Don't ruin what they stand for. Don't ruin the memory of George Floyd by going and starting burning shit and looting. I mean, that is you're burning and hurting businesses that you use every day. That's not fair. And if you're not from the area, get out, and get out now. And to law enforcement, I'm sorry that once again someone has put a stain on you, but I know you, I know the community, and you're not trained like that. There's no tactics ever deployed like that. That is not fair, and my hearts go out to you, and I hope you stay safe, and I hope all the demonstrators and protesters can stay safe and that cooler minds can prevail. But please do not destroy our businesses. Please do not destroy our businesses. And now, finally, to sum it all up, as I sit in my sauna, to sum it all up, the herd immunity, everyone's at least. People aren't social distancing. They've been everywhere. People have been bussed in from places. At the end of the day, let's get back to business. Let's open the state up. Let's make the medication that's most effective available to the senior citizens, the nursing homes, and the high-risk community. And for God's sake, please don't hurt our city. You know, guys, tonight out there, don't be out there observing. Don't feed the bears. Like they say, man, if there's people coming in to do damage, don't watch them. Don't cheer them on. Don't videotape them. Right? After your protest, after your demonstration, go home to your kids, to your wife, to your family, to what matters most. And don't break things. Don't destroy our town, please. This applies to Las Vegas too, man. I know people are angry, and you have right to be, okay? And we will step up. We're going to start doing more, As I said, I've seen it with my own eyes now. But don't let this movement get hijacked by bullshit and by people that are just here to cause pain and division and anger. Don't let that happen. This man especially wouldn't want that to happen. George Floyd, from what I could see and what information I read on him. And, a disgusting, act of cowardice took place. Let's step up. Don't you dare burn our buildings. Don't you hurt our people, our government people, but don't act like this isn't something that ain't real. All right? At the end of the day, the people are treated differently and needs to stop. And it stops when we all stand up. And I just want to say, God bless Reno. I'm a product of this state. I'm a product of this community. And one love, much love and respect. And again, guys, take care of each other out there. If you're from this area and you see people trying to do hard, tell them to stop. And step in front of them if they're trying to start bullshit with law enforcement, man. All right? We don't need this. All right? We don't need this. We need our business back. We need our community back. We're a Nevada strong family. So again, God bless. Be safe out there. I'm signing off. If you need me, get at me. Media@joeygilbertlaw.com.